Ohio State gets the kickoff to start the second half, and we finally see CJ Stroud. He's actually human, all right? First play from scrimmage, Rutgers kicks the ball out of bounds, so Ohio State takes over in great field position, and they're on the 35-yard line, actually the 40-yard line, because I believe there was an offside penalty that was called on Rutgers at that time. So it put the ball in Rutgers or Ohio State's hand in great field position. And for the first time, Stroud had a misread, okay? He tried to get a little greedy. He tried to get to Egbuka down the center of the field, and he really threw into double, almost triple coverage. And what happens? He throws an INT. So it's just a bad read by him. He got a little selfish, a little bit of greedy, and that's what happens sometimes. Okay, you just want to see what you want to see, and you're going to take a shot at it, and it caught him. We just got to hope down the road, and he'll see that in films. And again, I think if this game was really in doubt, he doesn't make that throw. So it's just one of those things where he just got greedy. Try to get it down the center of the field. It gets picked off. Rutgers returns it. And so they got a nice return. Ohio State does do a nice job after a couple first downs by Rutgers, actually. Rutgers goes 8 plays, 42 yards. They took about 4.5 minutes off the clock, and they kicked a 35-yard field goal. So Rutgers' point total of 10 came off of both Ohio State turnovers in the game. So 10 points, okay, you can live with that. It's going to happen. So how do you respond? Ohio State does what they do. They get the kickoff. They take over on the 30-yard line, and our boy Mayan, boom, up the middle for 70 yards, one play, 70-yard touchdown run by our boy Mayan Williams. And that becomes his 4th touchdown of the day. So now there was that talk about him possibly, can he get 5 and tie the Ohio State record, both by Pete Johnson and Keith Byers. Keith Byers, the real reason I became an Ohio State fan when I was a little kid, he was one of the first guys I ever saw playing for Ohio State, and I fell in love with Keith Byers. So, so he has the record with Pete Johnson. So Mayan Williams was chasing that. And again, ball goes back to Rutgers, and what happens? Ohio State gets a stop on 4th down. Tremendous work there. And what do we do after that? Get the ball right there on our side of the 50. We take over on the 45-yard line. 8 plays, aided by some penalties by Rutgers. Rutgers just boy, oh boy, they just really shot themselves in the foot with penalties today. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit later on here. So gave Ohio State numerous opportunities, and you just can't give Ohio State those types of opportunities. So he hits Marvin Harrison for a 4-yard touchdown, and it's 42-10. And again, Ohio State's off and running. So again, it's academic at this point. You're just hoping that Ohio State doesn't suffer any type of injuries right now. The game, for the most part, is over now, and you're just trying to get out of there. So Ohio State goes ahead and kicks off to Rutgers. And again, Zach Harrison, finally Zach, does a great job deflecting a pass. And Steel Chambers, who I will definitely mention later on here, gets his first interception and returns it, sets Ohio State right up again. And what's Ohio State do? When you give them a short field like that, it's pretty much lights out. 2 plays, 20 yards, aided by some other penalties. And our boy Mayan Williams ties the school record for touchdowns with his 5th touchdown of the game. Tremendous job by him. Tremendous job by the offensive line, as usual. And basically at that point, it was going to be turnover, or the subs were going to come in at that point, and you're just trying to get out of there. Defense stood up one more time. They turned Rutgers over on downs, and basically after that, Kyle McCord came in and the backups were in.